Hey and welcome to the Daily Man United News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Juventus want to sign Manchester United superstar David de Gea. According to Italian outlet Calcio Mercato, Italian giants Juventus want to sign Manchester United superstar David de Gea on a free transfer next summer amidst uncertainty regarding the contract extension of the Spanish shotstopper. The 31-year-old shotstopper has a contract with the Red Devils that expires in 2023, but the club have the option of extending De Gea's contract by an extra year. However, Man United want to tie the Spaniard down to a long-term deal. De Gea is a superstar and a Man United legend in his own right. He is rightfully one of the highest earners at the club and will look for a bumper contract to put pen to paper on a new long-term deal that will see him stay at Old Trafford. The former Atletico Madrid man joined the Red Devils in 2011 and has since then gone on to establish himself as the first-choice goalkeeper at Old Trafford for all these years. Despite a dip in form in between, De Gea has rolled back in style. Arguably one of Man United's most important players in recent times, the Spaniard keeps bailing Erik ten Hag's team out in a number of situations, and the Red Devils will want their star goalie to stay for many seasons to come. At 31, David de Gea is still very young in goalkeeping terms. He still has many years left in the English top flight and has the chance of becoming one of Man United's longest-serving players if he chooses to stay here. It remains to be seen how contract talks take place between the Spaniard and the club. Ideally, both parties will be looking to reach an agreement and continue this association for a very long time. But if David de Gea chooses to leave, he will not be short of suitors. Juventus are just one of the names being linked with a move for the Red Devils goalie, and if he becomes available, there is no doubt many more clubs will jump at the opportunity of signing a player of De Gea's experience. Tyrell Malacia reveals the moment he decided to join Manchester United. Manchester United left-back Tyrell Malacia revealed that he was only going to join one club when he learned about the Red Devils' interest in him. Malacia was in talks with the French side Olympique Lyon over a move this summer before Erik ten Hag showed interest in him. Ultimately, the left-back joined United this summer and became the first signing under the new manager. Now, while speaking to Algemein Dagblad via Sport Witness, the 23-year-old recalled how he made the ultimate decision. "I always dreamed of the Premier League. When Manchester United came, I knew where I wanted to go. It happened the way it did." United paid £14.7 million for the left-back, and he has proved to be worth every penny so far. The 23-year-old has comfortably established himself in the team and has become the first choice over Luke Shaw. He has played in 8 games so far in all competitions, but his performances against Liverpool and Arsenal were simply outstanding and made him a fan favorite. In fact, the new signing have helped the Red Devils turn their favor this season, but the season is long and a tough one. The players will have to keep their cool or they could suffer. Malacia is likely to play most of the games for the Red Devils this season and is likely to start against Manchester City on October 2. Antony prepared to take on the Manchester United challenge head-on. Manchester United winger Antony feels he was prepared for the intensity of the Premier League despite having followed the league for a long time. The 22-year-old joined the Red Devils after a long summer saga for a whopping €100 million fee from Ajax Amsterdam. He was an instant hit, having scored on his debut in a 3-1 win against Arsenal earlier this month. Speaking to the club's media, the Brazilian revealed that he was mentally prepared for the intensity of the Premier League. "Training is very different, but I'd prepared for it mentally. I knew how intense it would be as I've always followed the Premier League. I knew how intense the games were and have prepared and trained a lot to be at 100% as soon as possible," Antony said. A period of adaptation is normal for footballers when joining a new team in a different league, but the 22-year-old did not have much problem adapting to life in England. Having already played under manager Erik ten Hag at Ajax was also a major positive for the player in helping him adapt. Now, the Brazilian seems to be a crucial part of the team. The winger has already started all three games in all competitions since joining the club. He was also involved for his country during their 3-0 win against Ghana in a friendly 3 days back. The Red Devils have won 4 league games on the trot after losing their first two. They currently sit 5th on the table with 12 points and will look to make it 15 when they travel to face neighbours Manchester City on October 2. Antony is likely to start the game against City, and fans will hope that he can get on the score sheet. The 22-year-old himself will want to play and score as much as possible to secure a seat for himself in the Brazil squad for the World Cup in November. Dean Henderson is full of praise for Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford. Speaking in an interview with Sky Sports, as quoted by Manchester Evening News, Manchester United loanee Dean Henderson has described how facing English superstar Marcus Rashford in training feels like praising the forward for his venomous shot. Henderson, who's still on Man United's ranks, has been loaned out to Nottingham Forest this season on a simple loan deal to help get the talented young goalie some much needed game time, which was not possible here due to the presence of David de Gea. A product of the academy, Henderson is very highly rated and is rightly considered one of the best young shot stoppers in England. He has had a great start to life at Nottingham Forest and has impressed with his performances. Marcus Rashford, who is also a product of the academy, has had a much more prolific career to date. After years of enormous success, last season was a reality check for the talented 24-year-old who struggled to get back to speed. Rashford underwent surgery after the completion of the Euros 2020 and missed the first half of the campaign for the Red Devils. When he returned, he was unable to capture his best form and failed to be influential for Man United. However, it seems like the English international is slowly getting back to his best under Erik ten Hag, with Rashford having a very decent start to the season and finally showing glimpses of the player he once was. Speaking about the English international, Dean Henderson went on to reveal that it used to be very difficult to face Rashford in training. Dean Henderson went on to say, "Rashford can slap it, mate. Marcus will be 8 yards away. He won't care. You are in the way. He'll just slap it straight at you. You can't even move. You want to get out of the way, but you can't get out of the way. It stings so much, especially in the winter time. He just doesn't care about the goalies. I will be honest, not a nice feeling sometimes." Agent fees put off Manchester United and Liverpool in their pursuit of Moises Caicedo. Manchester United have been interested in Brighton and Hove Albion midfielder Moises Caicedo for some time now, and now a Twitter thread by journalist Ben Jacobs details how the Red Devils came close to signing the 20-year-old. According to the thread, United along with arch rivals Liverpool were interested in the midfielder since his time at Ecuadorian club. Both the clubs were long-standing admirers but were put off by the agent fees involved in the deal to bring the player to England. However, in 2021, Brighton ultimately paid only £4.5 million to bring the 20-year-old to the Premier League. United were interested in landing the player in the summer, but nothing came of such rumours. Jacob further adds that the midfielder's current contract will expire in 2025 and the Seagulls would love for him to sign a new deal. However, he also mentions that despite all this, offers are expected in January for the 20-year-old. A host of Premier League clubs are interested in the young talent. United will have to fight off competition from the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea if they are to bring the young and talented midfielder to Old Trafford. But if this was not enough, he will neither come cheap too, as the Seagulls have placed a minimum £50 million price tag for the midfielder. It remains to be seen if such a price would fend off interest from possible suitors. Just 20, Caicedo has all the qualities that could make him a regular at United. If the Manchester side is serious in their interest, they will have to play their cards fast and right before a rival swoops in for his signature. Manchester United among clubs monitoring Brazilian wonderkid Endrick. It has been long argued that the Red Devils are better served finding their own players in South America instead of paying big money for them later on, and Endrick Felipe, one of the most highly rated youngsters in the country, is currently being monitored by the 20-time English champions. According to Brazilian journalist Jorge Nicola, the list of clubs who are interested in the Palmeiras wonderkid continues to grow, with Manchester United, Newcastle United, and Tottenham Hotspur all mentioned in that race. Nicola adds that the Premier League trio have all promised bids in the not very distant future to Palmeiras. English sides are not the only one interested in the 16 years old, with Nicola via Sport Witness mentioning that Real Madrid never stopped monitoring and Paris Saint-Germain seem like the favorites to land him at this stage. Barcelona were reportedly the closest to sealing a move for the striker. Reports were rife that the Catalan giants had held a meeting with the Brazilian club over a possible move. However, Nicola has debunked that story by revealing that the La Liga side last spoke to Palmeiras back in February. In addition to that, the Camp Nou side already admitted to Endrick's representatives that they are unable to join a battle for him. Endrick is already part of the Palmeiras first team, though he's yet to get any minutes so far. His displays for the youth team have had all the global giants impressed. His first team bow may happen very soon, and his price is likely to escalate further in that case. He has been traveling with the first team to games, and a debut cannot be far away. His release clause is currently set at a whopping of 40 million euros, but considering his age and his potential, that might not be enough to tempt the next Brazilian wonderkid to depart from Brazil. Jude Bellingham might be available for £83 million if paid upfront. Another player whose name has been frequently linked with United is Borussia Dortmund star Jude Bellingham. Before his move to Germany, he was close to signing for the Red Devils. Reports have stated that Dortmund would only agree to part ways with the England international for a fee of £130 million, but the Sun have now claimed that a deal can be struck for £50 million less if a certain condition is met. Jude Bellingham could leave Borussia Dortmund for just £83 million next summer if the entire fee is paid up front, the report mentions. The report also mentions that United, Manchester City, Liverpool and Chelsea all will be vying for his signature, but City are best placed to complete the deal due to their trophy-winning ability as well as the bond shared between Bellingham and Erling Haaland. Pep Guardiola is looking at the 19-year-old as the eventual successor for Kevin De Bruyne. It will be a tough ask for United to beat City to his signature, but first and foremost, they have to qualify for the Champions League next season to stand any chance. There is no disputing that, and now the Red Devils will face more challenges to land a long-term target. One of the best youngsters there is, Bellingham, would make a fantastic addition to this United squad. Erik ten Hag is a very exciting squad of young and experienced players under him. Adding the 19-year-old could help the Dutch manager to take back the Red Devils to their previous glories, but the sought-after target will neither come easy nor cheap. It remains to be seen which team makes the best case to have Bellingham wearing their colours in 2023. Be it Dortmund, either of the Manchester clubs, or someone else. Christian Eriksen has been good this season, but we can use a younger player to future-proof our midfield, and if that is the criteria, there are a few teenage midfielders better than Bellingham in world football right now. I will be uploading daily Man United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.